SCP-3537, AKA Mr Shapey. Object Class Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-3537 is to be contained in the standard humanoid containment cell in Hall 8 of Site 13. SCP-3537 is allowed access to paper and its writing material after it changes its appearance. All documents written by SCP-3537 are to be stored in a file held in Dr. Morai's office. In case of a containment breach from SCP-3537 in which its current appearance is unknown, all exits are to be blocked off, and personnel must take off any clothing article that covers their upper body. Once SCP-3537 has been identified, it is to be sedated and brought back to its containment cell. Description: SCP-3537 is a humanoid polymorphic being. SCP-3537 has shown to be incapable of controlling its transformations. These are usually described as painful depending on how drastic the changes from its previous alteration are. The shortest time elapsed between physical changes recorded has been 24 hours, while the longest time has consisted of 30 days. The only record aspects that persistent between these conversions are SCP-3537's mental characteristics, memory, health, and personality. And a tattoo located on its back between the shoulder blades, which reads Mr. Shapey from Little Misters by Dr. Wondertainment. All of SCP-3537's transformations take the appearance of non-anomalous human individuals. Some of the recorded changes have consisted of gain and loss of fat and muscle mass, height ranging from 1.56 meters to 1.97 meters. Ethnicity and skin color, hair color, gender, biological age, overall DNA structure. Occasionally, SCP-3537 will write down a description for possible anomalous abilities the transformation could have. Testing indicates that SCP-3537 does not attain the anomalies written. For a list of some recorded transformations, see Addendum 3537-A. Shortly after containment, SCP-3537 changed appearance into an obese male of indeterminate descent. Pigmentation was present in the general area of the belly of SCP-3537. The pigmentation took the shape of sentences and it reads as follows. Wow, you've just found yourself your very own Little Mister, a limited edition collection from Dr. Wondertainment. Always wanted a tall friend who could help you retrieve all those frisbees stuck in the roof of your house, or a smart friend that can help you with your homework so you can have more time to play? Well, you're in luck. Mr. Shapey can be that and so much more. Find them all and become Mr. Collector. Number 1, Mr. Chameleon. Number 2, Mr. Headless. Number 3, Mr. Lab. Number 4, Mr. Forgetful. Number 5, Mr. Shapey. Number 6, Mr. Soap. Number 7, Mr. Hungry. Number 8, Mr. Brass. Number 9, Mr. Hot. Number 10, Miss Sweetie. Number 11, Mr. Life and Mr. Death. Number 12, Mr. Fish. Number 13, Mr. Moon. Number 14, Mr. Red discontinued. Number 15, Mr. Money. Number 16, Mr. Lost. Number 17, Mr. Lie. Number 18, Mr. Mad. Number 19, Mr. Scary. Number 12, Mr. Stripes. Addendum 3537-A. The following is a list of of the recorded SCP-3537 transformations accompanied with anomaly descriptions. Date 7/12/2016. Transformation 3537-26. Mr. Knight. Description: Male Peruvian descent, 1.80 meters tall and weighted is 70.11 kilograms, bald, between 30 and 40 years of age. Other notable features: SCP-3537 had pigmentation on his body resembling traditional indigenous body paint. These do not seem to play part with SCP-3537's descriptions. Possible anomalies: while in the dark, the entity would have manifested bioluminescent spots on the skin, and the spots would have acted as stars, as in a precision would shift to watch the entities to match the entity's current location. Date 11/6/2016. Transformation 3537-89. Ms. Sandy. Description: female of European descent, 1.63 meters tall and weighed around 63.44 kilograms, blonde hair, approximately 20 years of age. Other notable features: SCP-3537 presented signs of constant sun exposure except for the area of the torso. This untanned portion indicates the use of a one-piece swimming suit. Possible anomalies: unspecified amounts of sand would manifest periodically in a small area around the entity. If a subject under 18 years of age were to interact with the manifested sand, any structures created, i.e. sand castles, would become indestructible, regardless of pressure applied. Date 5/28/2017. Transformation 3537-433. Mr. Sippers. Description: male of unidentified descent, 1.73 meters tall, and weighed around 32.02 kilograms, approximately 50 years old. Other notable features: SCP-3537 presented light purple skin coloration with golden and stripes present and in a seemingly random pattern across the body. Possible anomalies: the entity would consist of a sentient, hollow, humanoid cloth doll with various zippers around his body. These zippers could be opened into a pocket dimension. Items could be stored and retrieved from the inside the entity. Addendum 3537-B. The following is an interview which took place on 4/19/2018 between SCP-3537 and researcher Harling. Interviewed: SCP-3537. Interviewer: Researcher Harling. Begin law. Good afternoon, SCP-3537. Today I would like to make some questions about these special transformations of yours. Sure thing, Doc. Let's begin then. Why is it that you only come up with these descriptions of anomalous behavior for certain transformations? Why not all of them? Pretty easy. I just don't think all of them are just interesting, to be honest. Nothing really eye-catching. Nothing that would make a child go, "Mom, I want one of those. Can I get one, please?" I'd say a polymorphic entity as eye-catching as it is. Do you feel unsatisfied with the anomalies in comparison to what the others from the collection? Unsatisfied? I assure you, sir, that I am happy the way I am, regardless of how I will ever look. Then what's the purpose behind the notes we've seen you write? Brainstorming. What for? Well, they used to be idea pitches for possible little misters. If I come up with a good idea for a shift, then I would write it down for Dr. W to read. And if he liked it, then she would make it a mister. So what are you saying is that you were the first one that came into existence? Yes and no. You're right in that I was physically made first, but I was certainly the last one to get the tattoo. W made me to help in the creative process of Mr. Making. Lost, fish, smiles, I used to be them before where they were themselves. Well, I used to be most of them, since not all misters were ideas from yours truly. Anyways, it wasn't until the list was 19 misters and that you decided that I should be the last. Any particular reason behind that choice? None as far as I know. It ended up for today. Could you elaborate on why you keep coming up with these descriptions despite not working for Dr. Wonder Entertainment anymore? I used to do it mostly the past time, like hobby. It wasn't until recently that I felt like I needed to do them as if work was working again. Though, either way, since you guys now own me, might as well as pitch my ideas to you all. Since everybody here seems to be interested on how wacky I can look at times and log.